Hey guys, make my first prom dress with me. So I honestly didn't know how I was going to do this. I just knew that I could do it. Like, she showed me the inspiration picture, which I'm going to pop up. And I just ordered everything that I thought I needed. Looked up a couple YouTube videos, TikTok. And I was just like, you know what? We about to make this work. Honestly, I had no choice because prom was 2 weeks away. Literally using the circumference formula was probably like my favorite out of the whole project because like I actually use math. Like my kids always ask me, when am I going to use this? When am I going to use this? And right here, if you want to get into sewing and making stuff, you definitely will use math, okay? So yeah, I was so excited to do that part. So I'm over here just getting the radius of the circle for her legs at the bottom of the dress, making sure everything is right. And then I'm measuring the same length around the whole entire fabric so that it is all one big circle that touches the floor at the same point. So once I got all of that done, I traced it with my chalk, making sure that I was cutting at the right spot. Then I actually did 2 pieces for the front and back so that it'll be easier for me when I am sewing on the tool, because my sewing machine isn't that big and it would have been too much. So here I am, I'm taking all the tulle and I'm just literally just feeding it through the sewing machine, getting it all bunched up. This honestly probably took the longest part actually. Like so much tulle. Like I had to make it really fluffy and full. So I literally was sitting there for hours and hours just getting the base done. So once all the tulle was gathered, I went ahead and just marked my fabric with the chalk just so I can make sure I'm sewing it in a straight line and not all over the place. It's kind of like more of a guide for me. And as you can see here, this is what I'm doing. I'm just adding the tulle to the fabric now. Girl, got it all done. When I tell y'all I was so excited, I was like, okay, let's go. Let's get it. Here I am just putting it on my legs, making sure it's going to be comfortable for her. Got enough room to move so her legs are not stiff and stuck in one place. So yeah, front and back is now complete. And here I am just sewing the front and back together because remember in the beginning I had cut it so that it'll be easy for me to sew. No, I'm just sewing it back straight down in a line so that it'll just be one big piece. Back to the sewing machine we go. Y'all, when I tell y'all, without my BET Plus subscription, I would have been in there so bored because music cannot help time go by faster. Like music is cool for a little bit, but after a certain amount of time you're like, okay, I need to watch a show so time can go by a little bit faster. So now I got that all complete. So the base is now complete. Now on to the body. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I was so nervous of this because if I messed up, I would have not been able to get this exact mesh back in time, this bodice. I wouldn't have been able to. So I was like, you know what, Didi, take your time. So what I did was I actually cut it more than I actually needed just to be on the safe side, okay? It is so much easier to take away than to add, okay? So that's what I did. Now I'm just cutting out the back part, the body for the back. And honestly, I knew I wanted an open back, but I just didn't know how to do it. Like, I didn't have a template for it. So I literally just use my imagination, my mind, and I went with that. Like, I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. And if I need to change anything, then I'll just have to change. Here I am just pinning it up there, getting an idea of how it looked before I sew anything down, just to see my vision. So I went ahead and just pinned the bottom part to the bottom of the dress just so I can get a more visual, okay? Because it's like I have all these pieces laying around, but I'm not sure how it's looking. So I went ahead and did this just for my own satisfaction and see my progress, okay? Because this is not an easy job. So then I'm like, okay, Didi, okay. I didn't show y'all sewing the front part because I ain't gonna lie, that was a little tedious. Like, I had to, But here she came and tried it on. We looked and see what we had to fix, what we had to add. And it was fitting her right. Like my girl, yeah, don't play. So the base is done. So now we are on to the applique. This was actually tedious as well. I used a hot knife to get out all of the dark brown mesh that was up there because I wanted it to be as transparent as possible. And then I started sewing. It was like, all right, Didi, time to get right. So I started sewing to the dress. Now, this was time consuming as well because you had to literally sew every single piece of the applique to the bodice. And making sure that it's at the right place, making sure that I stretch the bottom fabric so that it's not all bunched up. So this was actually time consuming. This probably took me a total of like 12 hours. That didn't stop, okay? We was on a roll. I was up to about 3-4 in the morning, but I was gonna get this done. So now that I got all of that done, I took the top half and the bottom half and I went ahead and sewed that together so that it'll all be one piece. And then I finished up by adding some extra tulle to around the legs to fill up any open spaces because I wanted it to be full, like fluffy. And so this is the final look of the dress. Y'all, I could literally cry right now. Like, I was so proud of myself. Like, I literally made this come true. And this is her trying her last fitting. Oh, I did fix a little few things on the straps just to make sure it was tight and nice and fitting. But the dress, y'all. And you know me, I had to be a little extra and put my little tag on the little hanger. But y'all, this literally is my first piece ever and many more to come. I'm just so impressed with how it all came out. And it literally took me 5 days. And I'm just so excited. And I also put a little sticker on the little bag, you know, make it look official. But yeah, so then I also took her boyfriend's jacket and I did my little glitz and glam with that because I had some extra pieces left over. And I was like, okay, if you popping, let's let him pop. So yeah, this is the final look of his coat. Are you ready? She literally looks so beautiful, y'all. The picture's A. I'm so proud of myself. And cheers to my first prom dress.